What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are doing the oil lines today. I got everything. So, explain to you guys what I got, and then we'll get into it. So, we're doing front cover with the oil drain back. This is the salvage pump that goes in the rear for the oil drain back, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, when this is on, it also would suck the oil from the front. That goes on top of my filter, and then oil drain for the turbo, and somewhere around here I have the feed. All the lines, I took my lines from the Civic, so I'm just going to get ones for the Civic again. And then at the same time, I did what I said I was going to do, and I got a stand, and I got a little mic so you guys hear me a little bit better. So we'll run the intro, and we'll get into it after I hook you guys up to the stand. Alright, so you guys are on the stand. It's kind of freaky. It also does facial tracking, which is going to not work for me today. I'm just going to place you guys wherever I need to. But that's fine, because it has a remote, so I can go pause on and off. Front water pump's going to come off, obviously, because the timing cover is behind that. I don't know if I have the bolt the socket for the bolt. I went ARP because I got tired of buying OEM bolts over and over again. The crank pulley is studded or pinned, whatever you want to call, however you want to call it. So that might be a pain in the butt to get off. I've had a lot of trouble going on and off, with the other motor and then this motor. So let's get into taking all this off, and then if I run into issues, we'll adjust. Alright, so unfortunately I do not have the socket for the ARP stud, the ARP bolt that I have for my crank. So, not kill time, I will probably add that in the end or do it tomorrow and then shove it somewhere. I'm gonna pick the car up, well, move you guys kind of out the way. Pick the car up and we'll get started everywhere else. Alright, so for the people in the back that don't know about shit like this, this is right here. That's extremely fucking close. This is where my oil feed is going to go. I bought the one that I could put the sensor into. It has three different ports. Yeah, three different ports. Put you guys back on the damn stand. All right. So, without further ado, this is what's gonna go up there. I put the 90 on it, so hopefully, I was trying to run it alongside the return line, but it's a little tight down here. I don't know if you guys can tell. So what's probably going to wind up happening is I'm going to make a hole up here in this heat shield for the exhaust, and either run it through the heat shield along the wall, the tunnel, or find a way how to, if I don't think I have enough room back here, but make enough room because it's kind of open here. Make enough room to where this heat shield bows out a little bit. What the f is that? Vent tube. Sorry about that. Where this heat shield bows out a little bit, and then I believe I have room down here so it's flat all the way back, and then I also have another heat shield here I can transfer it to, and then another heat shield here. So the whole goal is to have my oil lines covered as good as possible, And that's exactly what I did. You guys probably can't see. That's exactly what I did over here for my feed and return line, for the fuel. And then I made a like shield, I guess you would call it. I basically took a plate that I got from a car, cut it in half, and made a shield for my E85 sensor. So without further ado, let's run this line. All right, so I have to figure out why my oil keeps looking like that, because I don't believe I have E in the tank no more. I could be wrong. But it's not a blown head gasket. At least I hope so. Uh, I have a filter, baby filter. I'm probably going to go get the Turbo Smart one because it's a little bit longer. But I don't plan on this goddamn motor blowing up anytime soon. If I do, it's going to be a lot of more videos. Hopefully this line is long enough. I think I got 20 feet. So we're going to do a 45 off of the adapter there to a 180, I think would probably be the best way to go. Because I found a company that sells heat protector for your lines. So hopefully that is long enough. I'm going to check and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So fucking spoiler alert. The drain line and the feed line are about maybe 10 feet too short. But when has that ever stopped me from doing anything? I'm going to start. I should start with the back. With the back to the front. So that's what I shall do. These are kind of easy to put on if you've done them multiple times and have been stabbed multiple times. So you kind of. So I went with the nylon. Start off with that. Nylon braided. So if you could see the braided line in there. Everything in this car, along with the Civic, will be PTFE, even if it is an oil line. Sorry. Even if it is an oil line, because it adds a little bit more layer of protection. And the PSI it can hold is way more than a regular line. I'm going to see if I can get this in there. See if I can get. All right, so with a lot of persuasion, you need that white center in there, which I could just drag you guys down here along with me. I just push it against my toolbox right here to get that good. Kind of don't want that in there to be buckled, because then you're screwed. But first off, always make sure you put that side on first. If not, you are done. Silicone spray. Just to be honest, if you think you're gonna get this in here without lube, you're bugging. In there, it's usually way harder than that. That's what she said. So Yes, I do have it here. So, boom, 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 boom. I'm actually gonna hold the bottom with this one. And I'm not like 1000% a show quality guy. I like to make what is in my head come to reality. So if these get marred up in the middle of doing all this, it doesn't hurt me. I'm not going to cry about it. Would I prefer them not to? Yes. But it is what it is. All right. So we are, get the hell out of there. We are locked in. I don't see a gap, and hopefully it does not leak because, I mean, it's not perfect. It never is going to be perfect because I'm making it. Um, but let me install this, and then we'll run it, and hopefully we'll run it into a section where this get put on. I hate having you guys on there. Up, 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 up. All right. Hopefully run into a section where this get put on, and it won't be a pain in the butt. I will be doing the oil drain back, but due to the fact that it's going to have the salvage pump in between it, I have to kind of mount this up somewhere. I believe I said in the last video or the video before that, whatever. Um, I'm going to make a bracket for this that kind of sets it off of the subframe a little bit. And then that's going to get powder coated. I wish I was able to powder coat this the color that everything else is going to be, or just make it black. But I'm not tearing this apart. I've not spent 180 something bucks to break it. At least not this. Anything else? Yeah. So let's run this, then try to tuck it like I said, and then we will go from there. And then I'll measure how much more I need, and make a part 2. All right. So big girl's in the car. I should have lowered it because I feel like that would have been way better. But I can make it work. Yes, I already put the feed and drain on while I was measuring my line. Well, hopefully I don't get criticized about having a 180 on a feed line. Because I could have probably did a 90 and then ran it above the subframe and came down through the back of the subframe. But knowing my luck, something would have went. All right, so I'm not doing a 90. I don't know why the damn video decided it wanted to stop. So I'm going to put the controller back on here until I need it again. So I'm not doing a 90. I'm going to run this through the crack of the subframe right here and hopefully not kink this line up. Ah, damn it. I might as well take it off. All right. So save my sanity. These lines cannot be kinked at all. So through there, I guess there's like a pilot hole. There's like a little crack over here, or a little, well, more like a pilot hole, like I just said. That's right here. And you see that right there. I believe that hole actually has another hole. No, I'm sorry. Not that hole. This hole, right up there, over there. There's a hole right there, here, above the bolt. There, that hole should lead to another hole right on the other side of it, but we'll see if that works because I think my diff is in the way. Then again, I might not want to do that because the axle, I'd have to make a bracket to hold it up against from hitting the axle. Um, you know, that crack into this crack over here is probably not a bad idea. Okay. Yes, that is going to be what I do because it could lead to this over here. I just got to loosen that and loosen that. Uh-oh. Nope, no uh-ohs. Oh, that's me hitting myself in the face. I'm getting gun. If it's over here, it's not over here. I don't know where it's at. I'll be up there on top of the car. But every true mechanic will tell you it's always good to have more than 110, unless they disappear. Oh, look at that cavity right there, guys. It was like it was meant to be. All right, speed you guys up and let's run it. So I flipped you guys around. All right, so like I said, in through there. Actually, the 180 probably worked out pretty good because it sneaks and it's not going to touch anything. I feel like the 90 would have shot me a little bit further back, which would have been, I guess, good. But protection is what you want the most, I would say, for your oil line. So in there, it routes above the axle. I'm gonna wind up trying to put it like right here. Trying to put it like right here. Grab something. You guys probably can't see shit I'm saying. Right here. Try to put something right there so it stays put onto the subframe or above, either way. And then it runs out of that slit right there into this groove because tank is a saddle tank. Into that groove, which where the e-brake cable is, runs there, runs right alongside here into that right there. So the only thing that's mainly exposed would be a decent amount of line. I'm gonna put the filter right here because I'm only missing, give or take, about 5 feet, because the feed is right here, and then the filter stops right there. So say feeds here, filter is there, filter adds another 3 inches, give or take, onto it. So I don't need much. Plus, with doing the 45 off of that, adds about another inch. So I'd still stick with the 5 inches of line. I don't know if I have anybody that has any of that. It would be nice to do the damn feed line right now, but we could always finish that later. I'm going to start working on the return line, which, like I said, is going to add a whole bunch of other stuff to it, and run this line. This line is going, sorry, and run this line. This line is going to be the biggest pain in the butt because it's so thick. I have to figure out how this is going to be ran correctly. So I'm going to get the stand, put you guys back on the stand, and put the phone on the charger, so I'm losing my headphone on my mic, and work on this real quick. All right, so what I've decided, stop moving. So what I've decided is to do a smidge bit of research, and I found this. So this person, god damn it, yo. Fucking verification shit sucks. Stay where I need you to stay. Alright, anyway. You guys can't really see, but this picture is a picture of a 4Runner that's rear mounted. I just needed to know how the salvage pump was going to work with the way that I want to run it. It kind of looks like he has the same one I have, which is perfect for me. So he did a 90 to a 90, or 90 to a 90, I guess you would say, because this has a way it has to flow. So it's going to be stood up just like this on the subframe, and I want it kind of to back off because I also have these that are going to go into here, more like there, and I still, like I said, I want space for me to be able to mount it because I want it off of the subframe. So put these in here. I gotta kind of have it float there for a few until I decide to make a bracket for it. Yeah, so this is what it's gonna look like standing there. I'm doing a, well, ready yet? Take you off of this. So we're gonna be doing a 90 off the oil pump, god damn it, off of the turbo. Go up. Like that. Alright, we're gonna do a 90, which is right here. It's gonna come off the turbo and then kind of up, because this is gonna kind of float right here, and I wanted to do that mainly because I can't lay it down. Which one? Because if I lay it down right here, I can make a bracket that's gonna hold it in place. I don't think it kind of, I'm making a bracket for it anyway, so if this is the way it's supposed to flow, yeah, it's supposed to flow this way. So, I mean, it could go anywhere really. It could go right there. And then I'll just make a bracket that it sits on that gets bolted down to the subframe. That's where it's gonna go. Alright, so 90 off the drain. I'm trying to put this into perspective for you guys, because then I'm gonna do all the work. This goddamn line is so difficult to work with. I was gonna think about doing a 180 upwards, but I don't think it. The 180 wasn't suiting right with me, or sitting right with me. This shit stopped fucking curling up. The 180 set right with me for the feed, not for the drain. So, yo, what the fuck? I just need to see how far I have to cut. And like I said, you see how close it is to the exhaust. There is a company I'm going to use just so I could be able to cover all of this with like the fiberglass heat protector that you would naturally use on your spark plugs with headers. I actually have to get those for this car. I had a set, but they were just ass. So you see how close it is to the exhaust. It's not that close, so I'm probably being over dramatic, but you don't want all that heat and everything on that. So you guys see more like, I'll put you up here. I'll put you flat first. And put you right here. Down, down, down. Alright. See how it goes up there? So that's how it's gonna go. It's back. So that's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna do that. And that should be I don't know if that's going to be a straight. No. That'd be more like a 45. So I'm going to grab the 45 and I'll be right. All right, so just like that, I'm back. So 45, yes. Yep, I see a 45 in this line's feature. So we're going to do that. And then on the back side, I guess the back side would be questionable, because we're going to be running it through there. I don't know how good this is, because this is always in the damn way. I don't know if you guys can see that. Stop. We're going to be running it through there, up and over, like that. Skip to all the good parts. Alright guys, so like I said, skip to the good part, and there we go. So lay like that. It's a little tight, but hey, that's how he likes it. I went with a, damn it, can't see anything. I went with a straight up there because my charcoal canister was blocking the 45, and then I was gonna wind up putting this over here, but at an angle it's not really gonna make a difference. It's the vacuum for the oil. So straight from there, pull it down here. It's tucked right alongside the feed line. It's all up in there, comes down here, exposed right here, but I'm not really 100% worried about that. I will cover that up with the other stuff that I'm getting for the rear. or I'd make a damn shield myself. I don't know. And comes down here, that's also going to be covered up because it's not close, but it's close enough for me. Like I said, I might make a shield myself. I do have a hole here. I am going to replace this shield because of that. It tucks down here. This has way more than enough space with that cavity there. This actually was folded like this is, so it's a little bit closer, and I just molded it to the line. I don't know if you can see it. It's now bulging right there. Molded it to the line. The line comes up. It is currently, the 4AN for the feed is currently in there with the filter. I can pull it out. So it sits right there with the filter on it. And then I made this hole right here so both lines could come straight out and then kind of go that way, I guess you would say, because both lines could be tucked together. Then I'll just grab something. I think I have something in the house that I'd be able to put here to hold both lines together so it doesn't sag. Then feed, and then the return line will come straight down here and then to the front cover. So, alright, so with that being said, what the hell? Alright, so with that being said, this is part one of obviously a two-part now because the lines were too short and the front cover didn't get put on. The best part about this front cover is I can go either side. Just want to let you guys know because it's for a twin turbo front cover. I did find a single turbo front cover, but the single turbo front cover was twice the amount of money as the twin turbo front cover. I have no idea why, but that is how the world works. But that is it for tonight, and I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you guys know when I post some more videos.